911, what's your emergency?
Each year, there are 240 million calls to 911. Of those calls, between 85% and 97% originate from Phase 2 wireless phones. That means even the best MLTS solution is only capturing less than 20% of the problem. Until now. Emergency events are much more than just 911 calls, and because of that, we built intelligence into our platform. The 911inform emergency management platform is designed to respond to trigger events from a multitude of devices. 911 calls, for example, to provide Kari's Law and RAY BAUM'S ACT compliance. But remember, those MLTS call events represent less than 5% of the calls into the 911 center. As discussed, the bulk of the 911 calls come in from cellular devices, with metropolitan areas such as Metro Nashville experiencing up to 97% of their inbound traffic originating from cellular devices. But remember, the internet has connected the world, and that holds true especially at the device level with the mass adoption of IoT devices. Billions of sensors already exist, performing critical actions such as gunshot detection, intelligent video platforms recognizing weapons before they become a threat to a facility, and specialized cameras capable of reading license plates automatically, triggering an alert when a match occurs or cameras detect a package being left unattended in a restricted area. Even advanced features such as facial recognition are becoming commonplace technology readily available and affordable in the commercial market. The 911inform platform collects all of this information as needed prior to an emergency event, storing it securely on an internal database. When a trigger event occurs, this incident-specific situational awareness is retrieved and presented on a single pane of glass to internal on-site first responders or security staff, allowing them to assess and respond as appropriate to the event. But we don't just stop there. While this information is valuable to internal first responders, allowing them to initiate remediation efforts immediately, we also want to augment the call to public safety with the information that we have, so they can augment their response as well to be the most appropriate. This exclusive two-way communication path between the site and emergency services provides the critical two-way communication, allowing real-time information to be pushed back and forth in either direction. This facilitates the best response regardless of the situation and is an exclusive capability of the 911inform solution. The 911inform solution suite is broken down into specific safety solution modules. This allows an enterprise to be flexible in their deployment, solving current issues now, such as regulatory compliance, and then expand the needs as they change in the future, protecting today's investment. The primary module deployed today establishes federal compliance with current federal legislation, namely Kari's Law and the RAY BAUM'S ACT, Section 506. However, for companies located in Florida or New Jersey, the solution can provide compliance for Alyssa's Law, requiring panic buttons to be deployed in schools. By monitoring both network and MLTS events, the platform detects when a specific device registers and becomes active in the environment. The profile data of the register user is then pulled, and a network forensics session is initiated to determine the full or partial location of the device. In addition to using standard Layer 2 and Layer 3 network discovery protocols, if a user can't be located, but their profile indicates that they're carrying a smart device, the system is then capable of sending them a Layer 7 or application layer request. This is accomplished in many different ways, including SMS, email, or text, depending on the user's preference. And when they respond, the system borrows the location information from their smart device that's co-located with the user. This unique association removes the dependency of MLTS devices having to have accessible location services, and makes the location discovery process ubiquitous across platforms. In addition to understanding the location of user devices, the next module can establish a predefined cellular safety net geofence surrounding the corporate campus within the cellular network. This way, any device located within the safety net making a 911 call triggers a notification received from the carrier network with the location information of the device. This notification is applicable to any compatible device with no application, no prior association, and no connection with the enterprise network. Now we'll dive a little bit deeper into this in just a little bit. Finally, the third module completes the full circle for emergency event management with our connected building solution that provides integration with other assets available on the network, such as building access controls, security cameras, alarms, strobes, and audio paging. The solution can also ingest alerts from and interact with other deployable technology, such as facial recognition and gunshot detection sensors that already may exist in the environment. This allows an enterprise to build as much or as little of an ecosystem as needed in their environment, yet leaving room to grow with additional functionality as needs change. Now let's pause right here and let me introduce Jake Damphouse, a National Account Manager at 911inform, who will go through a deep dive of our geofencing safety net solution in a mock environment built for a school. Jake, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks very much, Fletch. Hello everyone, I'm Jake Damphouse, and I'm a National Account Manager here at 911inform. I want to talk to you today about an amazing capability that is only found in the 911inform platform, and that's our 911 Geofence cellular safety net capability. With more than 85% of 911 calls coming from cell phones, the chances are pretty high that an emergency event in your facility or on your property will come in through this method. Normally, your business has no real-time connection to the cellular network, nor do you have an association with the cell phones that are on your property. So being alerted and aware of these devices making 911 calls was a real challenge. But our relationship with RapidSOS has allowed us to establish these special geofences in the carrier network that give us a window into the network events that originate from inside of them. Let me show you how it's done. Here we have a typical school campus containing multiple buildings. This includes a middle school, high school, and several outdoor sports fields that are utilized by the school, its students, and the general public outside of school hours. So the first step in designing a solution is to understand the boundary lines of the property that is going to be geofenced. With the geofence established, any cell phone device that makes a 911 call from inside that boundary, the carrier network uses that information to route the call to the proper public safety agency. And while that 911 call is being delivered, a special notification is simultaneously triggered to the 911inform platform that alerts the on-site first responders about the emergency call event, and then provides the location data that we receive. It's also important to note here that this applies to any native cell phone calls made from smartphone devices. No special applications required on those phones, and nor does any pre-registration event or relationship with the enterprise need to exist in order for those alerts to come through from the network.
Thanks very much, Jake. Certainly this is a huge step forward in public safety capabilities and communications from both the enterprise and the Public Safety Answering Point Emergency Communication Center perspective today. However, while all of this technology is new and exciting, and clearly will help save additional lives, many customers have a restricted budget, and this remediation project wasn't accounted for. So while administrators would like to do more, right now they're forced just to get through compliance, and then can look at expanding that solution later. This is a common problem, but fortunately with the increase in technology, the emergency services ecosystem benefits not only from new capabilities, but efficient and more cost-effective processes. With Legacy 911 solution, a caller's location was communicated using pre-established database records, all based on telephone numbers. While that worked, that meant that the 911 record needed to exist prior to the 911 call so it could be referenced. Now, when this was developed over 50 years ago, that was the only means available for passing information between the caller and the called party. But with the internet and data networks available today, intelligent IP data communications can be established at the time of the call over a variety of technologies that allow information to be passed in real time. This eliminates that record per device requirement, and the economy of scale that brings to 911 is a massive reduction in the number of 911 data records that need to be maintained for any enterprise, and this can reduce those endpoint 911 database costs each month. And while that might be seemingly a small cost, in a 5,000 endpoint business, they can realize an annual savings of $5,000 to $10,000. So if you expand that out to an enterprise with 30,000 endpoints, that could potentially reach a savings of $50,000 or more annually. Now, since that database has dramatically shrunken in size and complexity, the overhead and maintenance costs of a management solution can be completely eliminated. Device-specific location information, which is available today in the networks, can be passed with the call and delivered to the PSAP ECC call taker. So devices then benefit from better accuracy, don't require a specific and unique phone number per device, nor do they require a dedicated DID number per device. So in an outbound call center application that's moving to home, those devices can be uniquely identified and their location specifically reported without wasting valuable DID numbers and creating extraneous 911 data records. Now, with industry experts stating that the existing hybrid work at home, work in the office phenomena that we're all experiencing today is going to maintain in the future for most office workers. That means locations will change on a daily basis, and a common trend will be to either provide a physical IP phone at an employee's home or utilize their laptop at multiple locations with a soft phone application. In either environment, mobility of the user has been added that significantly affects the required 911 call handling, all based on the location of the device originating the 911 call. Legacy solutions that are on the market today utilize an architecture that simply cannot efficiently and effectively provide the required capabilities of this new environment given the new legislation. And with that in mind, enterprises may be faced with the decision to eliminate the use of mobility services, as they are what are creating the unsafe environment for users and opening up the door for litigation and liability should an incident occur. So our message to you today, whether you're investigating solutions available to bring your MLTS into federal compliance, or you have an existing 911 solution, and you're looking to better understand if that old legacy technology is still operationally efficient, and you want to be sure that it's the most cost-effective way to provide device-level compliance in this new hybrid work environment, understanding next-generation 911 can save significant and precious budget dollars and provide an alignment with the future where you won't be going through this exercise again in 2 years. Thanks for joining us today. We hope that we provided you with some additional information that expanded your knowledge around Enterprise 911. I'm Mark Fletcher, and I'm the Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911inform, and joining me today was Jake Damphouse, one of our National Account Managers. Thanks very much.